Welcome back, everybody. This is our third segment of 7 Minutes for Seniors. I'm Chris with Modified Independence, here with Heather Tritt, Geriatric Care Management. We are down here in Riverside at their corporate offices in a super tall building. It's very old. If you've seen our previous two segments, please, if you haven't seen the previous two segments, go back and check them out. Okay, so it's funny. We started with you telling me you were going to try to make me cry.
Yes.
All right, so we're not going to talk about anything
No.
sad now. We're actually going to talk about happy stuff.
Okay.
All right. What are some of your hobbies? What do you like to do?
Oh, you're right. I can't make that sad. I love being outdoors. I grew up in South Florida, so
Because it's so wonderful being outdoors in South Florida.
no,
No,
not on the beach.
Oh well, at the beach. Okay, of course the beach is outdoors. When people say
Yeah.
outdoors, I think like camping and hiking and
Oh,
fishing.
okay.
And...
I do too. I do too
Okay,
now
all right.
with the two boys. I do. So we lived in two main places that like my memory for growing up in South Florida is, and the second half, I think I moved when we were I was probably about 10, and so it was a small island, and so really close to the beach. So
Okay.
it's paddleboarding, surfing. I swam most of my my childhood.
Are you a boater?
You probably don't want me to drive the boat,
Okay,
but
all
I
right.
mean, yeah, I'll go.
You'll go on
I
a
want to
boat?
be on one. Yes,
Right.
I'll
Yeah.
die.
Okay.
Yeah. I love the idea of fishing, and I love being the people who are fishing, and I love to like reap the harvest of fishing.
Right.
But being the one to fish, I'm like, I'll hang out with you. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I think if it's like big action, like swordfish and things like that, like
Yeah.
out in the ocean. But like when I see people like out here, I'm like, that seems like really.
I remember I went on a charter boat and a woman would not put the bait on the hook.
Okay.
But so the first mate would come and put the bait on the hook, and then she'd throw the bait in the water, and we were trolling.
Right.
And she kept catching the biggest fish. And it was like, well, maybe she just wasn't getting her oily, because we have oils on our hands.
Sure.
And the first mate, they're made of like fish guts
They
and
probably
everything,
are
right?
made of fish guts, yeah.
So it was just funny because she would not touch the bait. She wouldn't touch anything. As soon as she landed the fish, she was like, ah, and then she ran away.
Huh,
But she loved the fighting the fish and everything.
That I would love.
Yeah.
That I would love. Or I do love, yeah.
And then she probably ate the fish later.
I
right?
like that too, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, so anything outdoors in that space. I was
garden?
a runner. Funny you should say that. Yeah, here when we lived here, I had at the front of the house two big boxes, and we had sweet potatoes. Some things you couldn't do because they were quickly eaten.
By what?
Well, people and bugs.
Oh, okay. People just come by and steal your food.
Oh, this is Riverside. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. The potatoes, because they're underground and they didn't know they were there.
Right.
But anything above ground, it's a toss up. But yes, so the homeschool project, actually, that my son and I were just talking about, I wanted to get two of the metal planters, and we decided one, he wanted to do like flowers, Roy G. Biv, the rainbow.
Yeah.
So we've been looking at flowers fall that would be that color. And then we also looked at our zone. So all that's changed. We are now more tropical.
Yeah.
So where you couldn't do avocados and mangoes and stuff up here like we can in South Florida, all of that's changing. So I don't know. We talked about trying that.
Kind of like Norfolk pines are now growing up here and actually flourishing.
Yeah. Somebody told me, or maybe it was the news. I saw somebody came across some iguanas.
Yeah.
So those are our lizards.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need we don't need the iguanas.
Yeah.
Those and sea grapes.
Oh yeah.
I love I want to grow my own sea grapes because I want to make my own wine. But I've just now started to get mine to actually grow without having to bring them inside in the wintertime.
Yeah. So it's changing.
Yeah.
It is a little bit more tropical up here. But
so something surprising about you.
No, I don't know that there's really. I'm such an open book.
So it's like if you were meeting somebody for the first time and you're like, look at this scar, like
Yeah,
everybody has a story like that, right?
I have no crazy scars. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Yeah.
No world records under your belt, never been held up at gunpoint or held somebody up or been pulled over by the police or no, nothing?
I've been pulled over by the police.
Are you a speeder?
Yeah.
Or a Florida stopper?
No, I'm a speeder.
A speeder? A
Oh,
speeder?
bad.
Yeah.
I've tried. Yeah. No, I've been pulled over
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
I have a court date in a few weeks because I
Yeah.
got caught in a zone. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is,
Yeah.
right?
I don't think I've never held anybody up. I've never done that. I've never robbed anybody. No. I don't think I've ever been held up.
Skydiving, bungee jumping, nothing.
No.
No, not your sauce. Not your thing. No, that's all right.
I mean, I guess some people would think that it was mildly dangerous. Oh, I mean, I haven't been in a couple of years, but I really enjoy surfing.
There you go. That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Were you surfing here or West Coast or
Here, and well, and South Florida too. But yeah, I love it, and it's been a couple of years since I've gone out because obviously as a female, but anybody going out like that, and
it's a lot of
because you have to
work,
go
too.
out past the
Yeah.
pier, you should not go alone. So trying to find, as an adult, like lining up schedules, and you also have to find an adult who's willing to like wake up at like 6:30 in the morning, like on purpose.
Yeah.
And like line up the schedule and like,
Yeah.
go to work afterwards.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, it's been fun. This has been our third segment, everybody. Feel free to check out the previous two segments, and we will be back again tomorrow with our fourth segment. Y'all have a good day.